Break it up, break it up. No more excitement here. Good evening, Mr. Wayne.
What happened, Davis?
We just had a killing here.
Who was it?
Don't know. Some fella just entering the building when he was shot. He must have been going up to see the governor.
Is the governor still in his office?
Yes, his secretary just told me he's expecting you.
Thanks.
Good evening, Mr. Wayne.
How are you, Wells?
Yes?
Mr. Wayne is here, sir.
Send him right in.
Go right in. The governor's considerably upset.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Bob.
You heard about the killing?
Yes. The dead man was Arthur Chambers, the greatest criminologist in the country. Only he and I were supposed to know that he was to meet me here tonight.
Well, someone else had to know or he wouldn't have been shot.
Dr. Satan knew.
Dr. Satan?
Yes. Dr. Satan had him killed.
Then some of the rumors about this mysterious Dr. Satan are true.
All of them are probably true. Dr. Satan's spies have penetrated even the police department. The situation is so serious that I'm going to call 4 companies of the National Guard.
Well, if this Dr. Satan is so powerful, won't he strike at you when he hears about that order?
Yes. Yes, I suppose he will. As a matter of fact, I've already been threatened. That's why I sent for you. Bob, for the first time in my life, I'm really worried. Not only for myself, but because I may be killed before I can accomplish certain things that are desperately in need of accomplishment. I sent for you because there is something I want you to hear from me, rather than read in a will after I'm dead.
Don't talk like that, sir.
Sit down, my boy. I can give you the information I want you to have best if I reminisce a little. As you know, I'm not a native of this state. I was born and raised on a cattle ranch in Arizona. The best friend I ever had was a young puncher who came out of Texas to ride for my father. For the moment, we'll call him Smith. Smith and I were inseparable until the word spread that he was riding with a wild bunch. He quit the ranch, and soon after, a series of raids began by an unknown masked rider called the Copperhead.
Copperhead? I've heard of him somewhere. Was he your friend Smith?
Yes. He was called the Copperhead because he always wore this copper mask. Whenever he made a raid or had to kill a man, one of these copper serpents were always found at the scene.
But what has all this to do with me, sir?
The Copperhead was your father.
My father?
Yes, Bob. Your father died a few months after you were born, and your mother died the next winter. I started then to look after your affairs, and you've been with me ever since.
I realize I never knew much about my parents. Somehow I've always regarded you as my father. It's a little tough to learn now that my real dad was a criminal.
Now, wait a minute, my boy. I told you your dad righted some wrongs badly in need of righting. That's the plain, simple truth. Don't ever forget it.
Thank you, sir. I never will. Do you mind if I leave now, sir?
Of course not. See me in the morning. Don't ever feel anything but pride in your father, Bob. He was the most courageous man I've ever known. Why, if the Copperhead were alive today, he'd run this Dr. Satan to earth before he could strike another blow.
Thanks. Good night, sir.
Good night, my boy. Copperhead were alive today, he'd run this Dr. Satan to earth before he could strike another blow. With 4 companies of the National Guard, you are instructed to accomplish this transfer immediately. It is also my desire... Who are you and what are you doing here?
appointment was for midnight, Your Excellency.
Wells. Wells, who is this man who just came in? Dr. Satan.
You're gonna tell the police why you killed the governor, or I'll drop you in the street.
No! No! I'll tell all I know!
Now talk. You heard me. Talk!
I didn't want to do it. Dr. Satan made me. If I refused to kill the governor, Dr. Satan would kill me.
You heard me. Talk.
I didn't want to do it. Dr. Satan made me. If I refused to kill the governor, Dr. Satan would kill me.
That clinches it, Mr. Wayne. This fellow killed the governor, all right. But now we've got to find out who this Dr. Satan is.
Hiya, Chief.
Reporters.
Bob Wayne, how are you?
I'm all right, Speed. It's good to see you again.
This is Lois Scott, our top sob sister.
Glad to know you, Mr. Wayne.
Thanks. I'm glad to know you too, Miss Scott.
Is that the killer?
I'm going to question him now. You can stay and listen, but I'll tell you how much you can use.
That's okay with us, Chief. Get a shot of him, Speed.
Who is this Dr. Satan?
I don't know. None of us know. But he killed the governor, and he killed all of us.
If you don't know who he is, how do you get your orders?
Through this. My control disc. Dr. Satan talks to me through this.
Dr. Satan, the police have captured Corby.
Capture Cobra.
Yes, sir. They're questioning him now.
What is your next job for Dr. Satan?
To get Thomas Scott, the inventor.
What? That's my father.
What does Dr. Satan want Scott for?
Scott has an invention Dr. Satan wants.
An invention Dr. Satan will soon possess. You could not protect Governor Bronson. You cannot protect Scott any more than you can protect Corbet, who knows the penalty for treason to me is death.
Corby told too much. They'll warn Scott.
Of course. But I'll get those plans away from him tonight. I must get them. Scott's remote control cell is all I need. Once I equip the robot with that device, there is no limit to the power and wealth I can command.
But Dr. Satan, the police.
Police will be fast, but I'll be faster. Scott is returning to Capital City tonight from Washington with the plans. I'll take Corwin and Gort, and we'll catch that train in Maple Junction.
Now, young lady, nobody's going to kill your father. We'll call Miles City and have them put a detective on the train to guard him. You come into the teletype room with me.
Chief, I feel I have a personal interest in this Dr. Satan. Can you deputize me and let me help hunt him down?
Why, sure, Bob. Glad to have you. This way, please.
Speed, have you still got that racing job?
Have I? I've got it better and faster one. You ought to see
All
it.
right, we're going to need it as soon as I can find out the number of Scott's compartment. Come on.
All I know is Chief Land sent out a request for one of us to catch this train and ride in with you. We'll probably know more about it when we get there.
I hope so.
So, thanks. Don't mind if I do. Might as well get comfortable for the rest of the night.
Any time now, Doctor. They're settling down for the night.
Good.
Cut back to Capital City on the Valley Highway. We'll catch her in that straight stretch.
Okay. Master.
If we can beat her to the crossing, we'll make it. I can make it.
Here's a baggage check. The plans must be in the baggage car safe. We'll go up and get them.
Scott.
Scott?
What is it?
I have some important information for you. May I come in?
Just a moment. Come in.
I'm Bob Wayne, Mr. Scott. I'm glad to see that the Miles City detective caught the train.
I must ask you to explain your business briefly, young man. It's late and I'm tired.
Mr. Scott, Dr. Satan may try to attack you on this train tonight. If he does, I want to be here.
Well, then, perhaps I can accommodate you. I am Dr. Satan. This pneumatic pistol is practically noiseless and fires a small hypodermic needle which contains a strong poison. You will be dead before we leave this room. Leaving the train now. Get Scott's briefcase from the baggage car and bring it to me in town.
Right.
Thanks.
Just reported. A man in a copper mask jumped him and knocked him out. When he came to, the briefcase was gone and that copper snake was in his hand.
A Copperhead. I'll have the plans to Scott's remote control cell before morning. He's having a trial run on the Turner yacht tonight. We got Bolton planted in Turner's shipyard. I want to talk to him. Then I'll go to Scott's place in Lomond Park.
Good morning, Alice.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Oh, Alice, this is Mr. Wayne. Bob, this is my secretary, Miss Brent.
How do you do, Miss Brent?
How do you do, Mr. Wayne?
Why? That's my briefcase.
The messenger boy just arrived with it.
The plans. Why, they're all here.
Seems to be for you, Mr. Scott.
Dear sir, herewith are the plans to your remote control cell, Copperhead. I wish I knew him. I certainly owe him a great debt of gratitude.
Perhaps you will know him someday, Mr. Scott.
Well, I must put these safely away.
Mr. Scott, are you sure that this safe is protection enough against Dr. Satan?
Yes, ample protection. That switch operates an invention of my own. A controlled electric current sufficient to knock a man unconscious.
Oh, I see. I'm naturally interested in your control cell, Mr. Scott. Mind if I come back tonight and watch you conduct the experiment?
Certainly not. We're glad to have you.
Well, then I won't delay any longer. See you tonight.
Lois and I are going out to the shipyard. We'll walk out with you. Come along, Lois. My control panel.
Good evening, Mr. Scott.
Who are you? What do you want here? What has happened to my control panel?
I will answer those questions. I'm Dr. Satan, and I have your control panel.
Dr. Satan? What do you want with me?
I want a complete set of plans for your remote control cell. If you care to be reasonable in the matter, you'll be handsomely rewarded.
I refuse to give them to you at any price.
You're testing the dimension tonight on Turner's yacht. Your daughter is aboard that yacht. My men have wired explosives into the fuel tanks. The fuse is connected with the speed indicator. When the boat attains a speed of 25 knots, those charges will be fired.
I don't believe it. I still refuse to give you the plans.
I anticipated you might be stubborn. Perhaps a little time will change your mind. Particularly when you realize that each minute will bring your daughter a minute closer to death. Sit down. can readily see, Mr. Scott, you are absolutely at my mercy. Any sensible person who loved his daughter would surrender the plans.
I'll surrender the plans.
Alice, what happened?
The men tied me up in the barn.
Are they still there?
I think so.
Go, police. Drop that gun, Dr. Satan.
Copperhead.
I'll take those plans. Mr. Scott, call the police and tell them we'll bring Dr. Satan in.
He won't if he wants his daughter to live.
He's right. I don't dare. The yacht has been mined to explode at a certain speed. He has the control panel. Unless he gives orders to stop it, Lois will be killed.
You're a prisoner now, Dr. Satan. If Miss Scott is killed, you'll stand trial for murder. Perhaps you'd better change your plan.
And if I agree to have the yacht return safely to shore, what are your terms?
I'll hold you here until we've heard from Miss Scott. Then I'll give you a 15-minute start.
Very well. I'll give you the order.
Take several hours to revive you from that shock. Without him to stop the test, Lois will be killed.
What time does the test start?
10 o'clock. Dr. Satan said I had until 10:30 before the ship will be blown up.
Contact the yacht on the shortwave radio.
We're now officially on the test, Captain Lathrop. It's 10 o'clock, and I have personally checked to see the government seals on all hatches and engine room companionways are intact.
And from now on, we'll be guided by Mr. Scott on shore through his remote control cell, right?
That's right. He's already taken over your steering apparatus.
Well, if I wasn't watching this, I wouldn't believe it.
No wonder Dr. Satan wants control of this invention.
It's no use. The radio is out. Dr. Satan would see to that.
What's the yacht's location?
About 10 miles east of Middlebank Lightship.
I may be able to get there and warn them before the yacht blows up. You stay here till the police arrive.
The test is certainly working this far. It's amazing. Amazing.
I'll go to the radio room and call Father.
Up 5 knots already.
B4X2 calling W6XO.
We're gaining speed rapidly, much more than Mr. Scott indicated we would.
B4X2 calling W6XO.
Scott should know better than this. We're not built for this speed.
Yes?
Scott, have you contacted your father yet?
Not yet, Captain. This radio seems to be out.
Keep trying. Mr. Martin, will you please check our aerial?
Yes, sir.
Something must be wrong. Send some men out to Scott's and see what happened.
We have 5 minutes yet.
If you don't hear from Dr. Satan by 10:30, what will you do?
Just what I was told to do. Blow up the yacht.
There isn't any aerial, sir. It's been ripped away at the top of the radio room. It's a plain case of sabotage. What's your boat about, Captain?
You know we can't do that, sir. We're at the mercy of Scott's remote control panel.
B4X2 calling W6XO.
We'll get fire axes and break open the engine room companionways. I'll stop this ship if I have to cripple it.
The Copperhead.
This boat's mine.
Mine?
It'll blow up any minute. I've got a speedboat astern. Get into it. Where's Miss Scott?
B4X2 calling W6XO.
Miss Scott, we've got to get off this boat, quick.